Hey y'all, Father Jim Haney from St. Paul's and the Plains Episcopal Church in Lubbock, Texas. I'm sitting here in the Tularosa Basin in the deserts of New Mexico, but behind me is Sierra Blanca. Let's see, yeah, right there. Sierra Blanca, right now, right here, I'm at about 5,000 feet. Sierra Blanca is nearly 12,000 feet in altitude, a few feet shy of 12,000 feet. So quite the difference, about a mile and a quarter higher than we are here in the desert below. And because of that difference in elevation, there are very different climatological zones up on the mountain. As you drive up into the mountains, you pass through various levels of trees. Eventually you get to some wonderful pine forests. But Sierra Blanca is high enough, you actually get into some alpine tundra. You get above the tree line itself. To get tundra, you'd have to drive thousands of miles to the north, or you climb to the top of a mountain in the southwest, in Colorado or Wyoming, or even in New Mexico. You can get some tundra without having to drive up near the Arctic in Canada or Alaska. I have seen a painting of this area. It's in the Natural History Museum in Albuquerque, and they're showing what this place looked like during the last ice age. Mammoths roaming around, and this place was green and had trees and lots of grass. But as the ice age retreated, as things warmed up, the trees retreated upwards in altitude and left behind more of a desert environment here. In fact, if you look at these things from a satellite photograph, there are little islands of green in the midst of brown desert. Scientists sometimes call them sky islands. In the southwest, there are lots of sky islands. The trees have retreated up into these little island enclaves around mountains and left desert behind. We've had changes in our world. Even in my lifetime, Christianity has changed immensely, especially in the United States of America. Christianity is on the decline amongst just about every group in the United States, except for those groups formed of newly immigrated Christians. They're still growing on average, but other Christian groups in the United States on average are on the decline, kind of like changing from trees in the Ice Age and having trees retreat upward. Christianity is growing elsewhere, just as pine trees are growing elsewhere up on that mountain. Right now in Africa, it's growing by leaps and bounds, Southeast Asia, and the most rapid growth is in, of all places, China. There are about 100 million Christians in China, and they estimate if the growth rate continues, within 7, 8, 10 years, the number of Christians in China will exceed the number of Christians in the United States of America. That'd be good for China and good for our world, but that's a whole nother topic right there. But Christianity is growing elsewhere, but not here. So we could sit here and bemoan the fact that things have changed around us, that what was once lush forest is now scrubby desert. Or we can make the best of where God has planted us. God has put us in the United States to be Christians during this time. And after all, the desert is still a place of life. I've seen lots of lizards this morning. I've been on the lookout for rattlesnakes. Have not seen one, fortunately. But lots of little critters running around. Also, we've got all kinds of desert plants growing out here. So it may be a different kind of life from up on Sierra Blanca, up on the mountain, but it is nevertheless life. And Christianity is still alive and well and functioning even in the United States. We're not as large as we once were, but God has planted us here to grow and thrive in the place where we are now. And so like these desert plants, it's our job to continue to put down our roots, to continue to grow, to continue to bask in God's light, and to produce good fruits with that light. And so with that thought from the deserts of New Mexico, I will leave you. God bless and have a wonderful day.